You already know that consistency is the key, but actually being consistent, that's a whole nother story. That's the part that no one really talks about. What do you actually do to be consistent? What does your plan look like to be consistent? You're tired of feeling behind on content. One week you're on fire. The next week you're ghosting your audience. And not because you want to. I used to be the same way until I figured out a process that made consistency realistic and not overwhelming. Let me walk you through exactly how I create content and post it without losing my mind. If you're trying to grow on YouTube or any other social media platform and keep your sanity, this video is for you. What's up, entrepreneurs? I'm Lamika, and this is The Real About Entrepreneurship. Today, I am sharing with you 6 tips that have helped me stay organized and consistent with creating and posting content on YouTube. All right, so the first thing is I have an idea, or this is what I call my ideation phase, because I have ideas come all the time. And a lot of times when I go to sit down to actually plan out my videos, the ideas aren't always flowing. So one of the things that I do is I utilize my voice recorder on my phone. And so when I have an idea, when I'm driving or when I'm cleaning or when I'm working or I'm working out, I will get that idea and I will use my voice recorder as a way to remind me of the idea that I had for the video. And if I'm somewhere where I cannot do a voice recording, then I have a Google Doc with all of the ideas that I have for YouTube videos. And so I'll just go into that document and I will put it in there. So figure out what system works for you, whether it's voice recording, whether it's having a Google Doc, or whether it's using the note section in your phone. That makes it easy for you to be able to do it. The key is making sure that you know where you put it when you're creating the idea. So first I sit down and I come up with the idea for my videos. If I don't have an idea right, then I'll go to the list that I have and I will pull from an idea of what I feel like making a video at that time. Once I decide on what idea I want to create a video about, I will definitely use AI to help me flush those ideas out. I love ChatGPT. That is one of my favorites. There are so many others out there, but one of my favorites that I have consistently used, I've tried a lot of different AI tools, but the one that I consistently go back to is ChatGPT. I let that help me flush out the idea that I have for my video. So now that I've got my idea, the next step that I do is what I call the packaging phase. And this is where I work on my thumbnail and my title. Because in the past, I was coming up with the idea and creating the video and then backpedaling into my video title. And I was just like, oh, there's got to be a different way. And so I have started now coming up with my video title and my thumbnail first before I ever record the video. So this is the packaging because this is what makes people want to click on your video. So you want to make sure that you have your thumbnail and your title together because this will attract more people to your video. Most people are watching my videos on their phone, and on our phones, the thumbnail is only up there for a little bit of time, but you just want to make sure you have it available regardless as to where people are watching. So whether they're watching on the television, whether they're watching on the computer, whether they're watching on the phone, you have all the packaging together to get the most clicks that you can. So the packaging would be step 2, which is to work on your thumbnail and your title. I utilize Canva. That's my go-to. I have been using it for years. I am not a technical person, so I have to use tools that are easy for me to use. And Canva is definitely easy for me to use, and it's easy for me and my VA to be able to communicate back and forth on what updates we need to make. So definitely utilizing Canva to create your thumbnails. Again, going back to my title, I utilize ChatGPT, but another one that I have recently started using and it has gotten me way more efficient and I really like it is oneof10.com. So oneof10.com allows you to put in what your idea is for a video and it will show you videos that are outliers that have had more views. And so you can utilize that to come up with your thumbnail idea as well as your title idea. That one here lately has definitely been a game changer for me. I am going to put my affiliate link down below. So if you guys do check it out, be sure to use my affiliate link and let me know how that helped you with creating the packaging for your videos. Tip number 3 is recording. I do not have any fancy equipment. I use my iPhone. I have not been someone that has gone out and gotten a camera. I know my phone is with me at all times. The cameras have advanced so much that it's easy to shoot. And most of the time I use my front camera because even though I have the back camera display where I can use my back camera and be able to see it, I haven't gotten really good with that yet, so I don't use it as often. So I primarily use my front camera. And as long as you have good lighting, I think the front camera is fine. So you don't need any fancy equipment. Get consistent first. And then if you need to have some fancy equipment, then you can go there. But I've always got my phone on me. That's just one less thing that I've got to worry about, an SD card and downloading the SD card. Like, I don't have time for that. So my iPhone works perfectly for recording. All right, so tip number 4 is editing. All right. Now, this is where I and most people get tripped up because I have so much footage in my phone of content that I have created, but most of the time it does not make it out of my phone. It's because I have to edit that. And so with my YouTube videos, editing has become way easier. I have never felt like I need all the fancy backgrounds, or I did feel like I needed the fancy backgrounds, and that led me to not create videos. But now I don't care about the backgrounds and all that. Just shooting a video where you're talking. Don't worry about if you have the setup, if you have the lights, because you see a lot of these videos that have the lighting and there is a lot of production to the videos. But I don't think you need a lot of production to the videos. If you just want to sit down and talk, I think that works very well. Because to me, a lot of the other stuff is distracting. If you have a good message, then I don't think you need all the edits. Now, I will throw some B-roll in here every now and then, but as far as the production and the theatrics, yeah, I haven't done that. Now, on this video, I actually had an idea, so I had time to record it. But for the most part, it's just me sitting down and shooting my video because that will get me to editing faster. Okay, so now the tools that I use for editing. For the most part, my YouTube videos, I have used Descript. I have been using Descript off and on since they came on the scene. So when they first came on, I got it. And I think I bought the annual subscription, but they hadn't figured it out yet. It was really clunky. And because I am not a technical person, I was like, yeah, this is too much for me. Like trying to figure it out. I don't have time for this. So I canceled my subscription. And then someone told me, hey, Descript has made some changes. And I went back to Descript. But the second time I went back, I didn't have my system down. And so I wasn't creating content consistently for me to justify continuing to pay that cost every month. So I canceled. That time I went month to month, and then I canceled probably after having it like 3 months and not really being consistent with utilizing it. So I am back for a third time, and it has worked out really well because I have a system now. And so because I have a system now, Descript is probably one of the big pieces in me being able to get content out there consistently, from editing, everything. My VA, she utilizes Descript. That is a big part of being able to get the content out there. If I am editing on my own, for years I have used an app on my phone called Video Leap. It's on my phone, it's on my iPad. It's like I have it everywhere. Now, the one thing I don't like about Video Leap is it doesn't sync up with each other. So I have to be mindful like where I start editing, because I know that it's not going to be transferred between both of my devices. So if I know that it's something that I want to edit, I need to do more editing to, then I put it on my iPad. But if it's something that I just recorded a video for TikTok or for something like that, then I will do it on my phone and I'll edit it on my phone so I can get it out pretty quickly. Descript and Video Leap are the two editing tools that I utilize because I'm not a technical person. Those are the tools that have become that are easy for me to use. And I'll be sure to put my link for Descript in the bottom in the description so that you guys can definitely check it out. And that's a way for you to support my channel. So if you do get Descript, definitely use my link and let me know how you like it and if it has made your process in editing your video much faster. I don't do all of this at one time, and I don't batch record. For whatever reason, batch recording has not worked for me. Now, what I will do is my ideas, because they are there, I will batch those out. When my creativity is flowing, then I will put all of those ideas out there. Now, I don't flush them all out at one time. I go in and pick it out. So I have a schedule for, okay, I know on Monday I don't do anything because my mind is all over the place from the weekend and I just need to woosah. So Tuesday I will flush out my idea for my video. And then if I feel I still have the brain power, then I will start working on my thumbnail. But I don't actually start working on my thumbnail till Wednesday. I will send that over to my VA and she helps me actually create the idea. And then we'll go back and talk through it. And then on Friday, I typically leave flexibility in when I'm going to record my video so I just don't feel stuck between either a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Is typically when I'm going to actually record my video. So I give myself the flexibility for when I'm going to record the video in the event that I run behind on my set task. So make sure you're giving yourself grace when you're setting this schedule. But as long as you know this is the order of how I do things and you can plan it out, because every week isn't the same. But I do know these are the steps that I have to take and I move forward with that. All right, let's get into tip number 5, which is actually posting the content. Okay, this is where most, you know how they say the trip doesn't make it out the group chat. All right, so the content may not make it out the phone, out the computer. This is where the content actually made it out to the world. So posting the content, that's usually scheduled. Ideally, I like to have my content scheduled and posted. Everything is laid out by Wednesday. So I'm recording a week in advance. That way, if something happens, I've already got some content in the bank. So as far as posting, I schedule out my videos to go out and to post, or my VA will do that. Actually, once you do the other 4 steps, posting is probably the easiest thing because you've already done all the work. So it's simply a matter of posting and scheduling, whether you have a VA or whether you're having to do it yourself. For the longest, I have done this myself. I haven't always had a VA to help me. So this is definitely something that I have been able to do on my own, a system, a process that I've been able to do on my own, whether I've had a VA or not. Now, having a VA definitely helps this process go much faster. I'll do another video where I talk about hiring a VA to help you with your marketing. For the final tip number 6, that is repurposing the content. Okay, this is where life gets really easy, okay? Because what I found is making the longer form content, you're able to make several clips, several shorts out of that longer form content, and it allows your video to go on and on. So like right now, I made sure that when I sat down to record this video, make sure you are in the center of the frame so that you can use this for your vertical content, whether I want to put it on, obviously to utilize it as a YouTube short, or if I want to take this over to TikTok or Instagram, then I have it set up in a vertical format to make it easier for me to be able to repurpose that content on those other social media platforms. The tool that I utilize for repurposing content, and again, I go back to AI tools that I utilize. I have tried out several tools to repurpose my long format video. And the one that I am currently using that I absolutely love, it's one of those things like I've tried it the first time and I wasn't being consistent, so I canceled my subscription. And I came back to it. And when I came back to it, it was a different name. And I kept going. I was like, wait, where did it go? And I couldn't figure it out. So I finally figured it out. And I don't know if I'm saying the name of it, but it's called Quazo.ai. I'll be sure to put the link below. So I utilize that. I take my long form content and I put it into this Quazo AI. I believe that's the name of it. I put it in there and then it uses AI to find clips for me in the video, because I before was having to remember, oh, I can make that a clip. And then I had to go back and remember what timestamp was it. And it was just too complicated. That is what made me lose my mind. But With this AI tool, it finds the clips for me. It will give me a title for those clips. It will give me a hashtag for those shorts. And then I can go in and make edits in there. I can also go in and have it with my marketing, with the colors and everything like that. So it's a really great tool. It makes repurposing content like really easy. That is definitely a tool that you want to utilize. All right. So those are my 6 tips to being more efficient and keeping your sanity while creating content for your business. All of those things have definitely been helpful for me. I am so glad that I'm finally consistent on YouTube. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared those tips with you. Let me know if you have any questions. I will make sure that we put the links in the description. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask me in the comments, because I do read the comments and I definitely enjoy when you all ask questions or give me feedback. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. But first, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, because this lets YouTube know that you are enjoying the content that I am creating, and it helps me out. Okay. So I hope you guys have the most amazing day. Until next time.